And then by yelling, it just things started happening and experiences, friends that I grew up with in South Philly, walking the way we walk in South Philly, bad.
I could have had a normal life, you know. But I gave it all up for this place. Now I've lost time, I've lost love, and my money.
I didn't know what the Jeffersons was going to present. So I turned it down.
Hollywood is a dream machine, but not all stars shine forever. Some fade into silence. Others rise beyond the spotlight. From Sherman Hemsley's unforgettable swagger to Marla Gibbs' timeless sass, and from the groundbreaking grace of Roxy Roker to the quick wit of Florence, The Jeffersons wasn't just a sitcom. It was a cultural revolution. But what happened after the credits rolled? Who thrived? Who stepped away? And who left us too soon? This is the story you didn't see on TV. The untold journeys of the Jeffersons cast. Where are they now in 2025? Before the world knew them as George and Wheezy, the Jeffersons were already breaking ground. It was one of the first American sitcoms to feature an affluent black family, a true cultural earthquake, in a landscape dominated by white-centered narratives. At a time when television preferred to keep race either invisible or tragic, the Jeffersons did the unthinkable.
Now, look, don't be Georging me. Now, just listen. I ain't taking you to lunch once a month anymore.
It put a confident, successful black man in a luxury apartment, gave him pride, flaws, jokes, and most of all, power. The show didn't shy away from real issues: racism, classism, even interracial marriage, all delivered with punchlines and heart. This wasn't just sitcom history. It was American history, told with sass and satire. And while the world laughed, a quiet revolution was unfolding on screen. Isabel Sanford as Louise Wheezy Jefferson. Wheezy was the calm to George's storm, wise, patient, and sharp. And Isabel Sanford made sure Louise wasn't just a sidekick, but a voice of power. Born in Harlem, Isabel's path wasn't easy. Her own mother didn't support her acting dreams, so she performed in secret. By day, she was a cleaning lady. By night, she chased stages. Her big break? The Jeffersons. And it made history. Isabel became the first black woman to win an Emmy for lead actress in a comedy.
For outstanding lead actress in a comedy series.
And the winner is Isabel Sanford.
Even after the spotlight faded, she remained beloved. Her last public appearance was at the 2004 TV Land Awards. That same year, she passed away at age 86, but her legacy, as television royalty, never dimmed. Sherman Hemsley as George Jefferson. George Jefferson wasn't just a character, he was an icon, loud, proud, and always hustling. Sherman Hemsley's portrayal redefined what a black lead could look like on American television. Before the spotlight, Sherman was grinding, a postal clerk by night, an auditioning actor by day, in New York City. Norman Lear saw the spark early, but had to wait 2 years before Sherman was free to join the cast. Once he did, lightning struck.
And John Richards told me, say, yeah, we always talking about this character. I'm always saying, where are we going to find the guy to play it? Yeah. So then here I am.
He starred in all 253 episodes of The Jeffersons, then went on to lead Amen, another hit sitcom. But Sherman preferred a quiet life off-screen. He retired in El Paso, Texas, where he passed away in 2012 at age 74. Still, every smirk, every strut lives on. Damon Evans as Lionel Jefferson. Stepping into Mike's shoes, Damon Evans became the second face of Lionel. With a background in classical music and theater, he brought a softer, more reflective version of the character.
All we're saying is that there are more important things than making money.
Name one.
Love.
After The Jeffersons, Damon left TV for the stage, where he thrived in musicals and dramas alike. Unlike many others, he chose a low-profile career, but remains active in theater, even in 2025. Roxy Roker as Helen Willis. Long before Hollywood embraced interracial representation, Roxy Roker was already living it, on screen and off. Helen Willis portrayed a black woman married to a white man.
That's just too bad, Tom, because if you were on the plane, at least you'd have a place to sleep tonight. Helen!
In real life, she was married to Jewish TV producer Cy Kravitz, and together they had a son, Lenny Kravitz. After The Jeffersons, Roxy continued acting, with roles in A Different World and Hangin' with Mr. Cooper. but by the 1990s, her health began to decline. She passed away from breast cancer in 1995, at age 66. To this day, Lenny honors her in his music, and fans honor her for breaking barriers. Mike Evans as Lionel Jefferson. Mike Evans was the original Lionel, young, cool, level-headed. He gave balance to George's fire, but Evans wasn't just acting, he was building. After season 1, he left the show to co-create Good Times with Eric Monti, a bold move that changed black TV forever. He briefly returned to the Jeffersons in 1980, but mostly stayed behind the scenes, later in life.
Cause I've got this job interview, so Jenny's dad's gonna take her. It's a better job and more money.
Evans left Hollywood entirely, working in real estate. He passed away in 2006 from throat cancer, just 57 years old, but as both actor and creator, his influence still echoes. Marla Gibbs as Florence Johnston. Florence wasn't just the maid, she was the scene stealer. Marla Gibbs delivered one-liners with such precision. She became one of the most beloved sitcom characters of all time.
Mr. Jefferson is the one who insisted on hiring me because the Willises had a maid, and so he wasn't going to let them outdo him. He wanted a maid.
Born in Chicago, Marla juggled jobs before hitting it big. After the Jeffersons, she starred in and produced the hit series 227. Her influence only grew from there. In 2025, at 92 years old, Marla is still alive, occasionally acting, and always inspiring new generations. She's the definition of grace, talent, and staying power. Berlinda Tolbert as Jenny Willis. Smart, sweet, and part of one of TV's first interracial couples. Berlinda Tolbert portrayed her with quiet strength. After the show ended, Berlinda kept acting, but never reached the same level of fame. She chose a more private life, away from red carpets and headlines.
And the Jeffersons had other issues, that mother-in-laws not liking each other, daughter-in-laws, the black and white issue.
In 2025, she remains largely out of the spotlight, but fans still remember her as part of a cultural revolution. Zara Cully as Mother Jefferson. Zara Cully gave us the unforgettable Mother Jefferson, always quick to critique and impossible to ignore. Already in her 80s during filming, Zara was one of the show's oldest cast members.
Louise, I could never forget your wedding date.
Sadly, she passed away in 1978 after just 3 seasons. Her death was a blow to fans, but her portrayal remains a blueprint for TV matriarchs. Ebony Smith as Jessica Jefferson. Young, Jessica was only in a handful of episodes, but Ebony Smith left an impression. After roles in Webster, Family Matters, and The Jacksons,
It's Jessica! Jessica!
Let me see her cry.
An American Dream, she took a hard left turn into medicine. Today, she's Dr. Ebony Vasquez, a practicing psychiatrist fluent in English, Spanish, and Mandarin. From child star to mental health healer, talk about range. Garrett Morris as Jimmy. He played a sneaky con man in a memorable Jeffersons 3-parter, but his biggest fame came from Saturday Night Live, where he was an original cast member. He survived being shot in the late 90s and bounced back, later appearing in shows like Two Broke Girls.
He'll probably be a little shy and nervous, so let's make little Jimmy feel like one of the family.
Mom!
And films like Ant-Man. In 2025, at 87 years old, Garrett Morris is still living with style, humor, and resilience. Ernest Harden Jr. as Marcus Henderson. He was the smooth-talking friend who added flavor to seasons 3 and 4. Ernest Harden Jr. used the Jeffersons as a springboard. He went on to appear in The Steve Harvey Show, Hill Street Blues, and The Bernie Mac Show.
No traffic, no bathroom, no place to buy a nice, hot hamburger.
Today, he's still working, mostly behind the scenes, and keeps his personal life quiet, but his work speaks volumes. Susie Garrett as Amanda. Only in 2 episodes, she still left her mark, more widely known as Cherie's grandmother in Punky Brewster. She was also Marla Gibbs' older sister. Together, they co-founded an acting school, Crossroads Art Academy, to help others break in.
Garrett guest starred on television series such as her sister's show, The Jeffersons.
Susie passed away in 2002, but her impact lives on in classrooms and memories. Ren Woods as Rhonda, A brief role as Rhonda didn't define Ren Woods. Her career did. With powerhouse vocals and acting chops, she starred in Roots, Hair, and countless stage productions.
That movie was 15 years ahead of its time. Just the subjects it broached.
Ren is still active in 2025, living in LA, creating music, and mentoring young artists. One role or not, she shines. Jeffrey Jacquet as Leonard. He was a child actor who appeared in a 1981 episode of The Jeffersons, but that was just one stop. He started in Mork and Mindy and moved on to other guest roles before leaving acting behind.
You know what? I might do that sometime. I ain't making no promises, but I might.
Today, he's a lawyer in Los Angeles. From sitcom sets to courtrooms, his journey shows reinvention at its finest. Keen Holiday as Officer Kenwood, a single episode appearance in 1982. But Keen Holiday had a bigger path ahead. A football star turned actor. He became best known for his role on Matlock. He fought personal battles with substance abuse, but came back stronger, starring in The Great World of Sound in 2007.
Right there, sit right there, bigger and bigger.
Tracking with y'all today.
Did you bring some tracks with you, or you gonna freestyle for me?
Nah, I got some tracks.
Today, he lives quietly, focused on faith, family, and legacy. Hal Williams as Michael and Kent Tobin. He played 2 different roles on The Jeffersons, a true working actor. His career spans decades, including major roles in 227 and Private Benjamin.
Mary, it's early in the morning. My lips aren't awake yet. Oh, you know I do. What brought this up all of a sudden?
In 2025, at age 85, he's still acting and still grateful. As long as I can work, I will, he once said. And he means it. Cal Gibson as Man One or Will Hicks, a TV journeyman. Cal Gibson appeared in nearly every major show of the 70s and 80s. His 2 Jefferson appearances were just a tiny piece of a much bigger puzzle. Details about his life remain private, but his filmography tells a story.
Okay. Paddleboard or canoe, what kind?
Of hustle, of talent, and of longevity. Davis Roberts as Carl or Picketer III. Born in 1917, Davis Roberts brought a quiet strength to his roles, including his Jefferson episodes.
I'll give it to you straight. A couple of other clubs in this town are being hassled by the press.
But his impact was far broader. He was a frequent presence on shows like Star Trek and Sanford and Son. Roberts passed away in 1993, but his career spans 5 decades, cemented him as one of Hollywood's trusted character actors. Even in 2025, the Jeffersons refused to fade. From viral TikTok edits to fan-made tributes, George and Wheezy still pop up across timelines. The phrase "moving on up" has become a meme, a mantra, even a mindset. Modern shows like Blackish and Abbott Elementary tip their hats to the Jeffersons, not just in tone, but in storytelling, courage. Donald Glover once said in an interview, "Without shows like the Jeffersons, none of us would be allowed to be weird or successful on TV." Even fashion blogs dissect the show's wardrobe, praising Wheezy's quiet elegance and Florence's bold patterns. The Jeffersons isn't just nostalgia, it's a blueprint. The Jeffersons wasn't just about moving on up. It was about standing tall. It was laughter mixed with legacy. And every actor helped shape that history. In 2025, some are still with us. Others are etched in memory. But all of them changed television forever. From their first lines to their last bows. The cast of The Jeffersons proved one thing. True impact never fades.